Bum, bum, bum. Guys, your budget is moving to the campaign level. For those of you who don't know, in September, CBO will be the only way to test your ad sets and interest. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly what you need to know, things to keep in mind, and everything you need to know about testing your products with CBO. Of course, I've got a document right here of things to keep in mind and things you need to know when testing your products with CBO, but I went ahead and set up, this is an ad account that I don't even use, but I've just got. I went up and set up a visual representation of a campaign and ad sets within it just to show you guys what's up. So first things first, in your campaign, you always want to make sure that whenever you go over here, your CBO, your campaign budget op is on. If it's off, you're still going to be testing with ad set level budgets, but that's not our goal here. Our goal is to test with CBO before it's our only option come September. So for those of you that are still figuring out Facebook ads, still figuring out product research and things like that, I wouldn't suggest you guys doing this just yet. I would start by finding a winning product by using the original Facebook ad strategies that I teach on YouTube and in my course before doing CBO. But once you find it, then start using some of your profits to test using CBO so you'll know what to do come September. And okay, here we are with the campaign budget. Like I've mentioned here in the very beginning, if you have a lower budget, I suggest starting with at least 10 ad sets at a $30 campaign level. That's going to work out exactly the same as if you had 10 ad sets at $3 daily budget each, okay? If you guys have a moderate to high level budget, then I suggest starting with at least 10 ad sets at $50 or $100 budget. The median that I suggest testing at is 10 ad sets at $50 daily budget. So if you guys don't know where to start or anything like that, I suggest starting with 10 ad sets at $50 campaign budget. That's going to be exactly the same as if you were testing 10 ad sets at $5 daily budget each. And of course, in your campaign bid strategy, you don't want to mess with these two just yet. You always want to start with lowest cost. You can use these to scale, but that's advanced type stuff. So we'll get into that in the future, but just start with lowest cost and you'll be good to go. Now, next tip before we jump into the document is you always want to start with 10 ad sets in your campaign. So as you can see, I've got 10 ad sets here. I literally just named these interest 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. Because, there's literally no interest, no pixel, no ad in here. There's just interest. I just wanted to show you guys visually what this would look like. But anyways, you always want to have a minimum of 10 ad sets and a maximum of 20 ad sets in your CBO. So just keep that in mind, guys. 10 ad sets minimum, 20 ad sets maximum. So this is what it's going to look like when you have your CBO, and this is what you'll have whenever you're testing a new product with CBO is, of course, like I said, you'll have one CBO here, and I suggest starting with 10 ad sets at $50 budget. And then of course you'll have your 10 different testing interests right here. So here we are in the document, things to keep in mind. I already mentioned what campaign budget you should start with depending on how low or high your budget is. So let's just jump into the rest of this. So you want to kill your ad sets exactly the same way you would in any other campaign, regardless of if it's CBO or not. So you kill ad sets that spend $10 without getting a sale, and you kill ad sets that spend $5 and have a cost per click of $1 or more. Yes, I always say kill ad sets that have a cost per click of over $1, but you don't want to kill them unless they've spent at least $5. If it's spent $2, $3, $4, however, anything less than $5 and has a cost per click of over $1, don't touch it yet. You want to wait until it's at least spent $5 because then you'll have enough data to make a true decision. So those are a few basics and things to keep in mind, and that's how you'll set up your CBO when testing a new product. Now, let's get into the two directions you're going to take depending on what data you get. So direction number 1 is if you're breaking even or losing money. Direction number 2 is if you're profitable with your CBO. So we'll start with direction number 1, if you're breaking even or losing money. So like I said here, if your campaign spends $80 or more without breaking even, so basically if you spend $80 or more and you're breaking even or losing money, you have a few options. If your cost per click is over 90 cents, then it's too high. You need to tweak your ad because a high cost per click means your marketing or your ad is not good. So that's option 1. Option 2 is if you have a cost per click of 30, 40, 50 cents, or really anything less than 90 cents, but you're breaking even or losing money, it's a conversion rate problem. So then you want to tweak your landing page. Basically, you want to change your price or add more reviews or add more gifts or better pictures or increase your web page load speed or something like that. One thing that I suggest you guys do is download the app Lucky Orange. It's going to allow you to see live recordings of what people do when they come to your store. So then if you have a low conversion rate problem, you can see that, okay, well, maybe 90% of people that come to your store, they leave as soon as it loads because your price is too high. Or maybe 90% of people scroll till they see the reviews, but then leave when they get there because your reviews aren't compelling, which is exactly why I suggest you guys write your own reviews. But anyways, guys, just to sum that up, if you're breaking even or losing money after $80 spent in your original CBO campaign, you can either tweak your ad if you have a high cost per click, or tweak your landing page if you have a low conversion rate, or just move on from the product entirely. Now, direction number 2 is if you're profitable. If you're profitable after $50 or $100 spent, treat it the same way you would any other campaign, guys, or any other ad set. You want to kill ad sets that spend $10 with no sale, kill ad sets that have a cost per click of $1 after $5 spent, duplicate ad sets that get a sale and target similar interest, and micro-test ad sets within the same campaign. And of course, by micro-testing, I mean age range, gender, platform, and etc. So guys, seriously, those are your 2 options. Just to give you a quick recap, if you spent $80 or more in your original testing CBO and you're losing money, you can either tweak your ad, tweak your landing page, or move on from the product. If your testing CBO campaign is profitable after $50 or $100 spent, then of course you want to start scaling. You want to kill ad sets the same way you would in any other campaign, and of course scaling and micro-testing the same way you would in any other campaign. So those are all things to keep in mind, and this is a visual representation of what it's going to look like when you're testing your CBO. Now guys, I want to get into the number 1 rule. The number 1 rule is when your product is profitable and you start micro-testing, duplicating ad sets, micro-testing ad sets, move to a new campaign when you reach 20 ad sets. Like I always say, you want a minimum of 10 ad sets and a maximum of 20 ad sets in your CBO. It doesn't matter what your budget level is, if it's $30 a day, $50 a day, $500 a day, it doesn't matter. Minimum of 10 ad sets, maximum of 20 ad sets. So guys, the number 1 rule is 20 ad set cap per campaign. So guys, that's that when it comes to testing with CBO. It's very simple. Of course, I have a YouTube video dedicated to scaling with CBO. So if you're at a point to where you've been testing with CBO for a while and you're ready to take it to the next level, assuming you've already got a profitable product, then go ahead and jump to YouTube and you can see my scaling with CBO video. Of course, guys, if you still have any unanswered questions about CBO after watching this one and the scaling one on YouTube, feel free to ask it in the live streams on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Central Standard that I do in the Royal Inner Circle if you're a part of that. Of course, if you're not, you can scroll to the very top and join the Facebook group from there. But like I said, guys, that's it. Short and sweet. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions in the Facebook group. Like I said, if you're a part of that. And like I said, I highly suggest you guys start testing with CBO before September. Otherwise, it's going to be a slap in the face. So better safe than sorry. You're better off being well prepared before you have to be. And like I mentioned in the very beginning, test in the way that you're most comfortable with if you don't have a winning product just yet. If you're more comfortable with CBO right now, but you don't have a winning product, well then do that. But if you're more comfortable with testing the original way that I've outlined in the course and on YouTube, then do that. Don't worry about testing with CBO until you have a winning product if you're not comfortable with it, guys. But that's that. I'm going to quit talking now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. The King is out.